Now, this session is going to be very practical, much more than words. What I know how to do is the backbone of every brand, backbone of every creative, backbone of every organization. That's where you find Mercy. So REFIRE Lab has booked you a 40-minute session with me. A 40-minute session with me. So you take this session as a one-on-one consultation with Mercy right now. A one-on-one consultation with me for 40 minutes. Or free. I mean, REFIRE Lab has paid the price. Yeah. So what we are doing today is from ideas to execution. From ideas to execution, building a personal operating system for sustainable growth. So one of the things AOD mentioned, she mentioned a lot of, she even mentioned WhatsApp, sending a note to yourself and all of those things. One of the things we're going to do here today is give you a center of operation. Can we hear me? I need our focus, please. If you miss any step here, you probably have a gap in what's the name? So, yeah. So, we have a framework we're working with today that I developed, and I'm launching it here for the first time, actually, and this is the REFIRE Lab edition of it. We're going to be working with the workbook that's been given to you, one. Another thing here, you're going to be working with your personal operating system, another one here. Those two. From the presentation to this, to your workbook, they are all in sync. Now the framework we're working with, the question is, you're going from, you have your ideas, you have your dreams, you have your visions, you have your goals, many of them in your Google Doc, many of them in your Notion, many of them in your notepad, everywhere that you just get an idea on the board and you just scribble it so that you don't forget. Yeah. That is the idea. Now there's a gap between your idea and growth. Everything that we are doing, I do not want to just be that project manager, that operations designer that is not scaling, that is not growing. So I have the dream to have a team. I have the dream to help people scale their ideas from, oh, I have a dream to, I am multinational. Yeah, so let's move on. Now, there's a gap between your ideas and growth, and that is what we want to bridge today. I am very, very, very particular about visibility. I'm very, very particular about let it be clearly written. So I have that dream. I had a communication with the team. We brainstormed. But tomorrow, you don't know what you spoke about yesterday. I had a clearly written dream today. Tomorrow, I do not exactly know where to pick up from. I went to all the AIs. I did all the research. Tomorrow, I do not know exactly where to start from. And then I'm thinking, oh, I wrote this and I wrote that and I wrote this. Where do I start from exactly? So we are going through a process. First, clarity, then structure, then system, then visibility. Clarity, then your structure, then we build operations, then systems. Then from there, you definitely see sustainable growth. Whenever I talk to people, and then I think the first person I really, really start with, I ask the person, and I'm like, okay, give me all the dimensions of you. All of the dimensions of you. Your dreams. In fact, I do not need just 5 years. All of the dimensions of you right now. So please, let's open our workbook. I need a copy with me. Thank you. Thank you. So slide 4 says that there is an iceberg. The previous slide, we said that there is an idea, and then there's sustainable growth, and then there is a gap in between. We know how when a ship is moving on an ocean and they are moving, and then there's usually sometimes an iceberg in the middle of, this is your progress, you're moving, and then there's something obstructing. Many people think, oh, I do not have time. Some people think, oh, I do not have money. Some people think, oh, it's discipline. I'm not going to kid you. Many people have crazy discipline. They have crazy, I have to wake up. And they will wake up at that time that they said they will wake up. But are they actually getting the things done? Are they actually making progress? In the course of this, we would see your activities. And then we'll see if it is motion or progress. So all of the things that I do every day, am I just moving or I am actually making progress? So everything you're going to learn now, the things that you learned before, we are still coming back to this workbook and your operations control center, your personal operating system. I already mentioned this before. Clarity, your page 1, inside this first one, please. Inside this first one, you see clarity, structure, operations, system, visibility. Now, this is your personal operations system. This is where visibility comes. This is where visibility comes. You see home, clarity, structure. Everything you do in this workbook, you're going to feed it back into this place. Now, this is not just a tool. If you do not use this thing after today, this session it's just null and void. If you do not use this and this after today, I'm literally, all of the overnights, all of the over and over and over again is literally in vain. So I need us to pay attention, please. So we go from home, clarity, your workbook. So the one says what each stage means. Clarity. Know what deserves your attention. I already mentioned many things along this line already. Know what deserves your attention. Structure. Organize your roles and responsibilities. Like I said, every aspect of it, everything that is mercy, everything that is you. Operations. Identify the work that creates real progress, not motion, not busyness. Works that actually create progress. Systems, then you turn repeated works. So if I create content every day, there should be a system for that operations. I create content every day is an operations. That content I am creating every day, is it leading to a goal? If it is not leading to a goal, you're busy. You're making motion, not progress. Now, when we first define, this is Mercy, I'm a project manager, I'm an operations designer, I'm a communications graduate, here and there. You define it, we are still going to get there, right? Visibility, all of the things that makes me, and I put them clearly here. If I wake up tomorrow, I don't know if I prepared this, I'll show you my own personal operating system for me. Now, this is more like a generic one. This one was tailored for me specifically. You see my weekly to-do. If I was sad now, and the next moment, even if I was sad or happy, I can just go there and I know what is pending, who is waiting for me. It is automated in a way that if there are deliverables that are pending, it flags them. It is automated like that. Let's say I put that I want to become something, I want to do this thing in 3 months' time. If I do not update it, the moment I go to my dashboard, the first thing in the morning, it shows me that your dream of 2 months before, you've not worked on it. And you have done nothing. It flags it red. So if you open this thing every day and you see red, you know that, oh, I went to REFIRE lab so day. Ewo just spoke about this. Mercy spoke about this. We did clarity session. I wrote everything down, clearly defined, but I still did not do anything after. So the iceberg, it is not time. It is not money. Well, there is money part. There is the discipline part too, not gonna lie. I don't know if it's motivation anymore. You read books and you do all of those things. I'm not even going to say that it's motivation. but I'm an operations designer. So I'm going to tell you that the problem is the solution I am bringing. No personal operating system. No clarity, no structure, no operations. When you wake up every day, there is no clearly defined, this is what I am supposed to do today that will help me become a videographer. I am supposed to take lessons. I'm supposed to go to this social app. I'm supposed to go to YouTube. I'm supposed to batch create content. You just wake up every day and you want to actually get to that goal, but you don't know what you're supposed to do today. And that is where your operations come in. Operations is under personal operating system. Your system is under the personal operating system. Personal operating system basically means how I operate, who I am, and how I operate, where I am going, all of those things. So we move on. Welcome, page 3 now. This is not another workbook. It is your personal operating system field guide. We are going to use this. Everything you write here, you're going to feed it back to the personal operating system. You're going to scan a QR code, and this becomes yours. So everything you can see here becomes yours. I was tempted to tell it, but no. So you're going to rate yourself 1 to 5. I know my priorities. I know my priorities on a scale of 1 to 5. The first box being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you know your priorities? The second, my responsibilities are organized. My responsibilities are organized. Honestly, I want even the photographer to do this. Do you have a card? Do you have one of this? A workbook? A workbook. Can you drop that for a second and do this? Thank you. I'd want you to go global too. I'd want you to go on all of the jobs you have with you. I'd want you to know what exactly you're doing. So do you know your priorities? Your responsibilities, are they organized? My daily work moves my goals forward. Everything you wake up to do every day, does it point to that goal? That vision 2026, does it point towards it? I mean, you're coming from a shoot, so yeah. I have repeatable systems. It means that that thing that I do every day, that I continually do, it's a system. When you hear SOP, standard operating system procedures, it means that okay, so I do this thing every day. I have to do it every time. For a department now, they'll say, what's the standard operating procedure of your department? When an onboarding was named, when somebody comes to the department, what exactly happens? It means that in your organization, you will always have somebody new coming in. Everybody in an organization, they can sack somebody today, somebody can resign. That person that resigned was doing something every day. You need the next person that is coming to be able to do that same thing that the person that was there before did. So when you go to an organization and you meet structures, it's this thing they did. When you can go there and you're not wondering, oh, what am I doing today? And they send you a document and they send you an email and you have everything there. Now operations. When you hear your CEO, your all of those things, operations. If a brand does not grow one way or the other, you will see that, oh, there was no structure. CEO does this. CEO does this. Supervisor is in charge of this. It has to be clearly stated so that everybody that is coming in will not just be, oh, what am I doing here and there? So the last question, I know exactly what is happening in my work. Do you actually know what is happening in your work? Yes. Are you in charge, or your work is in charge of you? Is it that as you're waking up, you just rush, 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 rush? Yeah.
At this point, I work with the charging.
So we are still in clarity. Reality audits. What are you building? What are you building? What are you building? Like I said, every of this session will feed back into your personal operating system. If you're not truthful to yourself right now, it means that all of the operations you want to build is on a lie. One way or the other, like, was it AOD or somebody that said earlier that we do not have rooms of people that do not know what they are doing yet. So write it here. What are you building? Write them there. You can write one of them because we are going to be working with only one of your goals today. Yes. So eventually you can go back to it and add more and personalize and add plenty of things. Right now we cannot build all of your dreams in 40 minutes. Yeah. So what currently feels scattered? I have projects. Let me give my story. So I have a project, I don't have one project I am managing. Quite a number. And then somebody says, oh, I think I signed out some weeks back. And then I'm like, oh, these projects that I'm supposed to be managing, what exactly is going on in this project? I was being a final year student that was doing clearance, doing a lot of back and forth final exams here and there. I had this one to do, I had that one to do, and I'm like, in fact, there was a particular night we're supposed to do lead prayers. I just saw that they made me admin for one project. They did not ask me, they just made me admin for one project, and I was managing another project. And then responsibilities for those two were crossing. I did not know what, honestly, I'd not logged into my those two projects. I think one of them, not the second one. So I didn't even know what was expected of me in the other one. So that's what currently feels scattered. What are the number of things that you're doing that you cannot lay a hold of? What keeps slipping through the cracks? I know which of my projects I'm not doing well on. I know which one of them, I just don't even know what is going on exactly. Is it the life we are going to get there? So you're going to see me and then you with, what's the name? The 90-day future. If only one thing succeeds in the next 90 days, what would it be? 90 days, that would be, this is July, September. If only one thing, just one thing that you can focus on would succeed in the next 90 days, what would it be? Please be honest. Please be honest. This is a clarity session. If I was doing one-on-one with you on Google what's the name, or even start with you one-on-one, you cannot lie. I have that focus with you and we'll build it, and we need to do that even now, right now. One thing succeed in the next 90 days, what would it be? Actually need us to make headway with this session right now. If only one thing succeeds in the next 90 days, what would it be? I think it would be that I have launched my brand and that at least see, as long as you don't die, existing alone is not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough, yes. So as you are existing now, you're not going to die. As you are alive, the next 90 days. So what becomes easier if that succeeds? So it means that next 90 days, it has to be something very core to you. That if that one thing succeeds, things become easier. So what becomes easier if that one thing succeeds? Then we are going on to my roadmap. Structure. So now that we know what matters, do you actually know what matters now? See, so this roadmap now, I can write a lot of plenty things there that are not important. And that's why we add the 90-day filter. What are you building? What currently feels scattered? That's why we add that before. That's why we add the personal operating score. I know my priorities. Because if you do not know all of those things, this roadmap now, you're going to feel rubbish there. But you will not feel rubbish. But you might feel things that are not very important there. All of the expressions of you, please write them in these circles. If they do not fit, they can come out. Yes, they can come out of it. They can come out of it. I mean, I edited. I'm not a student anymore. I graduated. Graduate. I edited this thing. Communications and media graduate. Yes. Project manager, operations designer, a book club founder. I edited this thing away. Church worker, yes. So there are many things that I actually do that this is a vital part of. I manage events, events lead for conferences, all of those things. So, are we writing? Then the next one is, which role currently needs me the most? All of these expressions of you, all of these responsibilities, not only expressions of you. So one of the things that can impede your creativity is those other things that you do that is not exactly your work. So I serve in church. Okay, I think all of these ones are quite important. Let me move on to your slide. The creative. So content creator, designer, strategist, community builder, brand builder, storyteller. This is you in the middle. Which role currently needs you the most? And which role have you been neglecting? Which role have you been neglecting? Which role needs you the most? So you can do quite a number of things, but which one actually needs you the most? Which one is going towards your goal? Which one is leading towards your vision? Then let's move on. You can always go back to feel all of those things truthfully. Operations audit. List your weekly activities. Tick whether they create busy or progress. That's what I was going to say before. Is it busy or progress? Are you being busy or you're being productive? The things that I do every day, my operations. So we just moved away from structure. Now we are into operations. We moved from clarity. I know everything that I am. I have written it down. I was mentioning the flow I had with the clients. So I mentioned, give me everything that you are, all of your dreams, your everything first. If I do not know who I am, if I do not know what I am doing, you cannot build operations, you cannot build structures, you cannot build systems around it. So are you being busy or you're being productive? Operations audit, list your weekly activities, tick whether they create busy or progress. You know what you do every week. I wake up, I watch movies 2 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. I shoot content, I check for video editing tips, I learn video editing hacks, Please mention the various dimensions of creativity here. There are videographers here, there are poets here, spoken word artists, there are videographers. Is it only media? Comedians, hosts. Creativity is not only media now. You have writers, yeah. We have speakers, public speakers, yeah. Thank you. Come be like saying only videographers there here. Public speakers, filmmakers. I'll tag them as professionals that are creative. So, list your weekly activities. Tick whether they create busy or progress. I cannot see us writing. So, we've moved from clarity. Are we with me?
Yeah.
We've moved from clarity to... No. We moved from clarity to structure. Then from structure to operations. Then from operations, we build systems. Systems that you repeat it every day. So, you pray every day. Funny how prayer can equally be said to be a system. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. So there is a format. Can we hear me? Yeah. There is a format. Every day, so I'm supposed to pray. Jesus said, this is how you should pray. Our Father who art in heaven, you acknowledge him. Hallowed be your name. What's the name? The adoration. Yes, adoration, praise. Thy will be done. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. That's what? As it is in heaven. What I'm trying to say is, you pray every day. Now, Jesus gave you a how. So I pray every day, but because I pray every day, I should have a level of this is how to pray. If there's a way I study my Bible every day, operations. This is how I study my Bible every day, a system. So that every time I want to study the Bible, I am not thinking, how do I start studying my Bible? So that way, it is almost automatic. I do these things every day. Now I need to create a system for it. That's why, like I said earlier, SOPs. Every serious organization and team have SOPs. I was the choir director, there's an SOP. Musical, there's an SOP. Ushering department dress coordination, there's an SOP. I have a business that I have not launched. In fact, the structure for that business is done. Maybe now waiting they disturb me, sir. Make I just even launch. Leave structure alone, I'll come outside. Yeah. So every single thing, if I get in a new janitor today, that person is not thinking. In fact, if you have never cleaned a surface, if you read the SOP that is clearly defined, you know exactly how to clean a chemical stained surface from the SOP. Because you will always clean surfaces. You need to know how to always clean the surfaces. So that's the operations and then the systems. The input, the process, then the output. So this says that if tomorrow you had only 3 productive hours, what would you protect? Only 3 productive hours tomorrow, what would you do? Now remember that everything that you're supposed to do important every day is supposed to lead to your goal. You have just 3 hours tomorrow. What would you do? That is very important. That is very important. So somebody's waiting for me for their operations workflow for their brand. And I was supposed to have delivered Monday. From their part, they made an error. I now promised before the end of Sunday, that is tomorrow. It is very important. So if I have 3 productive hours, what is going to deliver that what's the name is what I'm going to do. Why? Building their own operations design is very important for my own career. So eventually, if I take my 3 productive hours tomorrow to build their operations design, it is in turn useful for my goal. So I'm not just busy, I'm actually making progress. So if I come in the next 3 months, the end of the year, and I check, Honestly, my July was good. Why? Because everything I did, at least out of 24 hours, even if I wasted sometimes, at least I took 3 hours out of it to do something productive that led to my goal. So, now your systems. Which of your 3 priority activities happen repeatedly? I think we've said that along the way. How could you turn it into a repeatable process? Something that you just wake up and look at and you know that this is how it is done. Honestly, you will not struggle with, I don't know where I am, I don't know what to do. The person I want to delegate to, there is a system. It is easy for me to delegate to that person because it is clearly written how to do it. So visibility, this is going back to our personal operations system. We're in a rush now, so let's build. Now this is the part I enjoy the most. In fact, I literally live in Google Sheets. Now Google Sheets is just a means to an end. It is not really the tool itself, it's what I am building there. So I need us to scan this QR code. When you scan it, it's to tell you to force you to make a copy. So it is not the original, this one. You can scan the one in your book, so it's the same. Yes, the same thing. It's the same thing on page 6. Page 6. Now, if you have a PA, you have an EA, you have a VA that you trust with your personal lives, they can work with this to help you execute. They can work with this to help you execute. So this is going to take you to a Google form that you fill in minutes. This is what you're going to see there. The QR code is in your workbook, so you can scan there. This is what you're seeing. You fill it in minutes. And then at the end, when you submit, you find the link there. Have you seen the link?
Yes.
You've seen the link, okay. Have you made it? Have you filled it?
Yes.
Did you see the link at the end?
Yes.
Did he tell you to make a copy?
Yeah.
He told you to make a copy, so you have your copy now. Can I see it? Your copy should look like this.
Yes.
Do we have this? If you do not have this, you cannot move. Everything that you said you were writing here. Yes, please. You have to fill this first. Everything you said you were writing here, we have very limited time now, and this is the main thing. Everything you were writing here, we are feeding it back into this now. This is your home. Can we see this now? Yes, you're there now. She's there. Who's here now? Okay. So we shifted from clarity. You tick the box. Are you clear now? Clarity, you tick the box. Audit daily. Sorry. I think you can see it on your phone. Audit daily work and execution. Document repeatable processes. So everything in your workbook is explained here all over again. Control center, executive dashboard and metrics. Then sustainable growth. You review, you reflect, and then you refine it all over again. So this week's focus. Okay, let me see if I'm connected to the internet. Phone is dead. So clarity, because of time, we will not be able to do all of these things, but let me show you how to use it. So you have your vision, you have your mission, you have your, what is the single most important goal for the next 90 days? If you click on it, you can write inside it. Forget the colors, you can write inside it. What are the key milestones for this month? 1, 2, 3. Key milestones for this month, just 3 of them. Your priority 1, 2, 3, are they prioritized? So this, what's the name, is automated. If you write anything here that you do not work on, it will flag it, that you've not worked on it. When you go to your control center, please go to the last tab here. The last tab here. Control center, the last tab. Clarity progress. Weekly priority set. Today's one thing. Your 3 hours today. What are you doing with your 3 hours? Every single day. My 3 productive hours today. AOD literally said she's always on. It means she has at least 10 hours. But your own 3 hours. Let's say at least 3 hours. What is that one thing? And it must lead back to your goal. It means that if you want to do any other scenario, do it. But those 3 hours you are locking in for your goal. It means that every single day, what I wrote down that I am doing today, that is leading to that my goal, I locked in 3 hours to get it done. Then you have your system, the system name. What you do every day, how often you do it, all of those things. Your operations. This is your operations. You can see it's your operations. It says activity. What you do today, I pray today, I read today, I work on trackers for people, operations control center for them so they can see all of those things. Frequency, the role. You know, we defined that circle with the outstretched, what's the name? That is me in the middle. Project manager, operations designer. Now, this says the activity I am doing, this is the role it falls under. I have to build a tracker as an operations designer. I have to follow up with team leads as a project manager. Okay, I said I want to start learning how to knit. Will I add that? Okay. Activity, knitting. Obi. I'm not using it for anything. So whatever I am doing, under which role? I'm not even going to log that because it's not a role or a responsibility, so it does not necessarily need tracking. It's just on the side. Frequency, how often do you do it? You see that we are under operations. So there is a flow here. Oh, clarity, who you are. Please go back to it and clearly define it. Structure, all of the dimensions of you, clearly written. Operations, what I do every day, which role? What I do every day, activity here, which role? Social media manager, footwear business, videographer, filmmaker. This thing I'm doing today, this movie I'm shooting, is under my role as a filmmaker. This, what's the name I want to go and shoot? It's under my responsibilities as a videographer. Writers. I'm writing a book under writer. How often? This is operations, though, what you do every day. It is not yet a system. How many times your course here will now determine if it's a system here or not. So the frequency here, the impact, it is very important. Is it important or not? We determine if it needs to be a system. Then the control center is your dashboard to see everything that is going on. So you wake up today and you go there and you know what is going on. So if you feel this thing very well, it means that you can wake up on Monday and you know what you're supposed to do that Monday. From here now, after REFIRE lab, you wake up on Monday, you know what exactly you are supposed to do on Monday. That is important. If you actually follow through this session very well, on Monday morning, you're supposed to know what exactly you're doing. So we've moved on to that. My commitment, the first system I'll build this week on page 6. The first system you build this week on page 6, you write it. These are the things I do every day, and I need to know exactly how I do them so that it's easier for me to just go with the flow. Then your playbook, please do not throw this away. You need to revert to it every single time alongside this, because this is what you used here. We're not able to really do this. So you feed this that you truthfully filled back into this. So when you keep operating, page 7 says the workshop ends today. Now, your operating rhythm begins tomorrow, Sunday. Like I said, on Monday, you should be able to know what you're doing on Monday. Monday, you clarify and plan. Weekly operating rhythm, you can follow this or build something that works for you. Monday, you clarify and plan. For instance, Sunday night, when I know I want to have a productive week, Sunday night, I go to my dashboard. My phone is dead right now. I would have shown you on this place. My dashboard is very detailed, and I use them. And they have helped me to be productive. That's why I can say, oh, if you do this, you will grow. Because it has worked for me from having so many things. As a project manager, I have my teams, my team members, responsibilities for each project, all of those things. So if I open my dashboard today, I know what exactly I'm devoting my time to. So Monday, clarify and plan. Tuesday, execute. Wednesday, protect deep work. Thursday, improve one system. So from Monday to Wednesday, you already know what you did consistently. Thursday, you improve it. Friday, you review and reset. Then the weekend, you learn, reflect, and capture ideas. Then the 5 operating principles that we went through right now. Clarity before activity. Can we go with me? Clarity before activity. Structure before you scale. Operations before you optimize. Then systems before speed. Visibility before decisions. So when I go visibility, this is it. I know what is going on today, then I start. You've clearly defined, you have built your structure. Your structure is literally all expressions of an organization structure: CEO, COO, supervisor, CFO, what they do, roles and responsibilities, the president, all of those things. Now we go to the back, the last one, the back of your workbook. So we skipped all of these things. This is what we just built, literally. Now, your workbook at the back. Today's field guide is your starting point. Now you can continue with the personal operating system. That is the REFIRE edition, this one you have here. Then there's the Pro that has a lot of other things. You have your team. If you have somebody that you coordinate teams, you're a project manager, you have all of those things. This is your personal operating system. Your team, what's the name, can be inside it. All of those things can be in it. If you scan this barcode at the back, it's going to lead you to a beacons page. From that page, you can move on and take any other step that you want to take. From there, there are free resources there. You can still access this particular one there on the beacons page. All of them are there waiting for you. Thank you very much.